turn down the air conditioning. Turn up the temperature, I should say. Good morning again. This is old school flow. So let's start moving. We can talk and move at the same time. So this is early for me. So you might hear some Just take some movement that works for you. Maybe some side bend standing or some kind of moving in a circle. I don't know what the name of this pose is. And then line your feet on the mat near the top of your mat. Bring your hands to touch. Deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands to heart center. You can close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Check in, maybe a couple points. I always check in with my jaw, hands, shoulders, making sure I'm not pressing or squeezing somewhere I don't need to. You might set that intention for your practice to do no harm. And to kind of find that point between discomfort and pain. So we're not going anywhere near pain, but we may kind of sit with some discomfort here and there. And if you're mindful, if you're self-aware, you're honest with yourself. Take a deep breath in, look up. Exhale, fold forward, split your feet a bit, and just hang out here in this ragdoll forward bend, maybe some movement. And so old school power yoga is meant to differentiate it from the popular type of yoga in studios right now that I'm seeing in Tampa, which is kind of choreographed, like not even necessarily one full breath per posture. It's kind of more like, to me, it reminds me a little bit of like modern dance, but with, sometimes traditional yoga postures. So no hold. So this power yoga, I'm meaning to say more like, kind of like Baptiste power yoga, which is kind of a blend of different types of Hatha yoga and Ashtanga. So it's a liberal power. So drop your head, relax your face and neck. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. We'll do that a few times as half sun salute. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. Shoulders back and down. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. Press down to go up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. This time, stay up here. Exhale, hands to heart center. And take 3 deep ohms. The ah, oh, 3 sounds. You can't do anything wrong here. Do what you need today. Deep breath in. your feet in the floor, root down to go up, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step right leg way back. Exhale, bring right knee down. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, push back into half splits. Hands can stay on the floor, blocks. Inhale, rising. Exhale, back. Inhale, shoulders relax down even though arms are energized. Exhale, back. This time, stay in the low lunge. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Deep breath in, hands come down. Exhale, plank. Few breath here. Suck the front body in to the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Feet flat to the floor, tops of the feet, hands next to the chest. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor. Keep squeezing elbows to the ribs. Exhale, float it down. We're going to do that a few times. Inhale, press down to go up. Press the chest through the shoulders forward. Exhale, float down. Inhale. Exhale. Curl your toes under. Press up into a plank, however you get there. Exhale, downward dog. First off, whatever you need, as always. Spread your fingers, spread your toes, get big, take up space. Let go where you can. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out, stay here. Inhale, reach right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose and then bring the foot forward. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Exhale, go back. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale. This is a balancing posture. See about squaring the hips. Maybe keeping your eyes on one point to help you balance. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Curl the back toe under, step back into plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, or any version. Inhale, plank. Exhale, push up. Downward dog. So inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, plank. Exhale, move the shoulders forward and bend. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dog. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. Look between your hands. Walk or step forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, reach up. Sun salutation A. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk or jump back. Inhale, upward dog. First upward dog, we're gonna stay. Make it a cobra, make it whatever you need. Maybe you take some movement for the neck. Maybe you end your upward dog for a breath or two by engaging the legs, pressing into the tops of the feet, pushing the shoulders back and down. Maybe a little smile on your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe in. 2 more breaths. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Bend your knees, hop or walk forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, fold forward. Sun salutation A. Inhale, lift. Exhale, jump. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, dog. The Ujjayi breath keeps heating you up from the inside. Inhale, lift right leg up. Exhale, open it further. Maybe you bend that top leg, maybe bend and straighten. Drop the back heel, I should say the bottom heel. If you have extra space, you can get a calf stretch at the same time. Square the hips, bring knee to nose, and then bring the right foot through. Warrior one. Ground that back foot. Take the time here in this first one to find your posture, make your adjustments. Lunge into the front leg, but keep your back foot rooted. And then if you have any other space, maybe you can bring that right hip back, left hip forward. Kind of shining your headlight straight forward. Deep breath in. Exhale. Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. And then open it up. Bend and straighten with intention. See if you can bring the shoulders more square. Bring that left shoulder down a little bit. Or intentionally, if they're uneven, that's okay, as long as you're paying attention to it. Square the hips. Knee to nose. Then look between your hands and bring your foot there. Warrior one. One more breath. Exhale. Lower down. Body stays straight and strong. Couple breath in dog or child's pose if your shoulders are tired. Or if anything's tired. 2. 3. Now we'll put a couple things together here. Look between your hands, walk or hop. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, flow down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, jump or step back. Inhale. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left heel down. Warrior one, breathe. Exhale, bring the back heel off the floor. Lengthen out your stance a little bit. Come into crescent lunge. Or low lunge. My hip is almost telling me low lunge. I'm gonna go for a twist, deep breath in. So elongate under the belly button and then rotate across. See if you can catch the left upper arm. Then maybe hands come to heart. With each inhale, lengthen from the tailbone through the top of the head. And then with each exhale, see if you can broaden the chest and push the shoulders down the back. Deep breath in. Exhale. Release your twists carefully. Exhale, pyramid. So step that back foot in a bit. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, fold forward. If you're a little bit tight like me, you could use blocks. And this is not your deepest pyramid pose of your life here at the beginning of your session, right? So kind of really maybe take the time to really work and see if you can get those hips level. Bring your left hand to your block and then reach the right arm up for revolving triangle. Again, seeing if you can keep the hips level by taking this restriction out of the upper body, right? Giving yourself a little more space to kind of really find the legs. Maybe the legs need to kind of come off of a balance beam and then come a little wider. Can you find a little twist in the belly, in the organs, in the digestive system? So healthy. Deep breath in. Exhale. Again, pyramid. Relax your neck. Lift your chest a little bit. Bend your front knee slightly and make your way into half moon. So the torso comes up to about hip level or higher, and see if you can bring a little upward dog to your posture, a little smile on the chest again. Keep the hips level. Deep breath in. Exhale, step it back, warrior two. Find a nice big stance. You're right where you're supposed to be. I'm so grateful that I have a working body. I'm so grateful that I found this practice, gosh, over 23, 24 years ago. Turn your right palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep your hips low. Find that stretch in the side body. Maybe even take that left ear to the left shoulder and open the neck. If you want, you can intensify that right side of the neck stretch by pressing the heel of the right hand down towards your right hip carefully. Inhale, right arm up and over. Warrior two. Exhale, straighten right leg for triangle, reach forward. And then let the right hand come down. Lock. Try to keep dropping that right side of the chest. So you're looking for like a long spine as opposed to a rainbowing spine. Strong leg. See if you can find that back leg again. Squeeze the left glute, left quadricep. Stay with me. Look down at right big toe. Take a block with you and make your way to half moon. If you're just learning half moon, you're definitely going to stay with a block about 1.5 feet in front of your ankle. Optional, take your gaze up. Optional, bend the back leg, take the ankle with the top hand. Optional, take the right hand off the block. Wherever you are, carefully step back to warrior two. And then turn your right toes in. Inhale, hands to hips, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to the floor, inhale. Exhale. Get it totally upside down here. Let the blood flow back to the head. Where can you let go without letting go of the legs? Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bring your right hand to center, maybe onto a block, and lift the left arm up. Any kind of stretch you need here. It could be inner right thigh by letting the hips come off level, or it could be keep your hips level and take this more like a spinal twist. Deep breath in. Exhale. Take the left toes out a bit and come into Skanda Asana. Any version. Doesn't have to look pretty. Right? Going to your edge right now. Doesn't necessarily look like it always does. Or look how it should look. You know, I'm a therapist, so I always am saying, don't should all over yourself. Find strength and flexibility, that balance between sukha and dukkha. Or sthira, and sukha. Okay, come back to the front of your mat, hands to either side of your right foot, back into that low lunge. Inhale, exhale, sink. Bring left hand down. Make sure you're not on a tightrope here. Give yourself some width. And then take a twist. You can let this right foot open as long as you're still active in that foot and you don't feel it in the ITB band or IT band. I've had people correct me on that one. ITB is what I used to call it. And then maybe you can find this back foot or ankle with your right hand and either take a quadricep stretch. I mean, sometimes it's all in the hip, right? When you get looser, maybe it'll become a quadricep and you can really bring the heel to the glute. Sometimes it's just drama. That's why one teacher, Bradley, says. And you just look over your right shoulder and lift your chin. Deep breath in. Exhale, unwind your pose. Little compression here to finish it up. Take that left or that right femur, head back into its socket. While we're here, we will intentionally do some ITB bands. So take your left hand across and you're pushing the right foot X out as your hand pulling across is pulling towards the center. So there's this engagement of that whole right outer side of the leg. You're also getting a spinal twist and a belly twist. Okay, relax. Hands and knees. Move from kind of a child's pose to a modified upward dog. Just gently kind of letting the hips even out. One is really stretched out and the other isn't. It's kind of what happens in these abbreviated old school power sessions. So let's do the other side. Downward dog when you're ready. Deep breath in. Let's get to the top of the mat. Long breath out. Look between your hands. Hop or step. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rising. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, take a side bend to the left. Ooh. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bowing. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale, left foot steps, right foot flat. Warrior one. Exhale, make your way to crescent lunge. Or low lunge for the twist. Whatever you did on the other side probably is generally best. Definitely exceptions when you have an injury. You don't want to stop stretching the one side because your other side is limited, but at the same time you have to take care of that injured side. So you might do a little more mild on the well side. Deep breath in. Exhale, elongate and twist. With each inhale, continue elongating. With each exhale, continue twisting. Use your breath. Sometimes you're continually adjusting in a 5 or 7 breath hold, and sometimes you find it right away and then find stillness. 3 more breaths here. Deep breath in. Exhale, unwind. Step up into pyramid and breathe. Remember, your feet don't have to be perfectly lined up for this. Could be a little wider. Bring your right hand to the floor or the block or to the other side of your left foot if you're really flexy, and then start rotating into that revolving triangle. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Square the hips, bend your left knee a little bit. Warrior 3. Warrior two. Stretch the mat away from each other, your feet. Left palm up, reverse. Keep the hips low. Warrior two. Exhale, triangle. Look down, half moon. Warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Turn left toes in. Inhale. Exhale. If you want to do a headstand here, you're probably ready for it now. If you have your headstand, or even if you want to work on forearm mounds a little bit. That's about 7 breaths for me. Make your way back towards that straddle forward then. Take that twist on the other side that we did. With the left hand down, right arm up. Play with the hips off level or flat. Deep breath in. Exhale, release your pose. And then skanda asana towards the back of your mat. So right foot is down this time. Any version here is good as long as it's not hurting anything like your knee or a hip or a lower back. Play with finding that place that's safe, that's the right? If you're being honest with yourself and not kind of working with the ego here, which I struggle with, right? I think most of us, maybe I do, I'll just say I do. Finish that sentence. Okay, make your way back to the front of your mat, hands to either side of the left foot, drop the back knee, and let's just push the hips back for a few. Again, pulling that left hip back into its socket, maybe feeling evenness in the hips. Maybe a little compression with your hand on that right hip if you need it. Whatever you need here. Feels much better now. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, hands and knees. Back and forth, maybe a little bit. Oh, back bends feel much better now. Hips feel better, I hope, for you. Spine is probably feeling a little more loose. Okay, so come to hands and knees. I always pad my mat a little bit for this, for camel. If you have like nicer pads, you can use those. I forgot to bring mine out today, but I just usually will fold my mat since you don't need a lot of mat for this. So bring your hands to heart center. Let's take a minute here. Not a minute, but let's just breathe. Just drop whatever's happened so far. Drop any expectations for the rest of your practice or for the rest of your day. See if you can just watch what's happening right now. Come on up onto your knees for camel. Do what you need, so you could have blocks beside the feet. You could just stay with the tail tucked a bit, or take any other version of camel. Just make sure that your thighs are internally rotating, because when you tuck your tail, they want to go out. So you want to contract the quadriceps by thinking of internally rotating. When you're ready, squeeze your belly, your quads, your butt, and then maybe sit back on your toes again. Stretch out the bottom of the feet. Relax where you can. Squeeze the side bodies into the center line. Relax the jaw. Relax the shoulders. Right here in this present moment. Just seeing it for what it is. And come on up, back onto your knees. One more camel if you'd like. Back onto your heels. I forgot to do one thing on the other side of that lunging series that I don't want to forget, because I don't want your quad to be more open on the right or on the left than on the right. So come back into a low lunge. The right foot forward, because with the left foot forward, because I missed this part of the low lunge. I hope this is all I missed. Bring the inner edge of the right foot off the floor, left foot off the floor, if it works that way. Right hand on the floor, little twist. And then if you'd like, you could catch that back foot for the quad stretch. Sorry, I missed it. Little drama, as Bradley would say. unwind, then compression again for a minute here. Few breaths. Sit up nice and tall and take a side bend. Still moving Ujjayi. So the air is coming in and out through the nostrils, but the sound comes from the back of the throat. Let's bring the feet forward and sit down. Lay down, take a block width. We'll do a couple bridges. So lift the hips off the floor, any version or degree that you're ready. Back bends are where a lot of resistance comes up. So instead of forcing against that resistance and pushing, if that's your habit, or just like, giving up kind of thing. It's like, oh, I definitely don't need that. Investigate both of those tendencies without judgment. Just look at them and say, maybe I can lean into that a little bit. Do I need more? Do I need less? Be honest with myself. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Relax down. Bottoms of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Where can you let go here? Maybe almost everywhere. Okay, but let's take one more back bend. Could be wheel if you're flexy, if the shoulders feel good, if the back bends are warmed up, or it could be bridge, it could be an assisted bridge, maybe with the block under the sacrum. And then totally relaxing, or kind of going up and down a little bit. Be honest about what you need. Lower down when you're done. Feet nice and wide. And just windshield wiper them back and forth. Stay on one side. Take the opposite heel. Maybe a little pressure if it's okay. It's okay if things come off the floor, as long as you're paying attention to it, right? And if it starts to go into your low back or an SI joint, you back off. Okay, change. Okay, grab your block. I'm going to turn sideways just so you're not, so you can see more. Put it that way. Bring the block in between your thighs, high up, narrow side of the block in between your legs. If you're flexible, you might have your legs straightish. Doesn't matter though. Okay, you've got the lower back on the floor, you feel it? Feel the difference of when you squeeze the block and push the lower back down. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so interlace your hands. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, lift the shoulder blades off the floor. Squeeze the block. Push the belly down. Now tilt the tailbone up, but keep squeezing the belly down towards the earth. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze, lift, hold the lower belly down. Tailbone up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more. Exhale. When you can make this connection of low belly, down, squeezing block, and lifting tailbone up. Oh my goodness. Inhale. Last one. Low belly, like right above the pubic bone. Focus on pulling that down. Tailbone up at the same time. Inhale. Good job. Bring your knees to your chest. Now your back is not shocked after back bends when you bring your knees to your chest. If you put some abdominal strengthening in between, kind of neutralizes. Maybe a happy baby for you. Because it's generally uncomfortable and it's a good counter posture, I always do plow pose. Almost always I feel plow pose fits here. So let's do that. I don't know if I can do it sideways, but I'll sure try. And keep your hands on your lower back until your feet can touch. This is generally a longer hold, and don't turn your head side to side in plow or shoulder stand. Resist that urge to see what's going on elsewhere. Okay, make your way back down, maybe through happy baby, maybe through a Baddha Konasana. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, but whatever feels good here, basically. And then maybe some windshield wipers again. And then roll up and down a few times. Ugh. Let's take a forward bend. About 7 or 8 breaths here. Working the length in your upper body in this posture. Does not have to be perfectly straight legs. Relax your pose. Lay down for Shavasana. Take at least 5 minutes in Shavasana. And see if you can let your front body collapse into your back body. And if you don't have a timer or a clock around, maybe you count your breath to maybe 100, just your natural breath. Let go of any contrived breath for Shavasana. And just give your body up to gravity. Maybe let the feet come wide apart from your center line. Maybe let your arms splay apart as much as feels right to you. Wiggle into your posture. Kind of make a commitment to this spot. And every time you notice that you're attaching to a thought and creating a story, it's a perfect opportunity to come back and just feel or observe what's happening right now without judgment. So you can stop the video now and take full rest, whatever's right for you.